So we are like the numbers as of we are like halfway through the year, and the numbers has it updated to last month. The Blu-ray sales they always are a month behind, so we'll be going over the top selling Blu-rays of the year. Uh, number nine, no, number 10 is Mary Poppins Returns. It's a Disney movie. As a movie I said I was gonna flop because it won't have great legs, but like the movie itself, it's actually having pretty decent legs, considering it. I was saying it was gonna flop. I think I always underestimate Disney movies. Okay, I always like Toy Story 4. I said Toy Story 4 based off its second weekend sales. It's not gonna hit a billion. There's no possible way. It's not gonna muster up the numbers to hit a billion. Now it will. It's almost close to it. Number nine is How to Train Your Dragon. Hidden World. This is as of July. How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World was made a lot of money. It was the one of the only free animated movies not to flop or underperformed. It grossed this many dollars, and it grossed a respectable $27 million, and it is the third ninth best-selling Blu-ray of the year. This is only Blu-ray sales, not Blu-ray and DVD sales. A Star Was Born. That was a movie that won Oscars and stuff, and then no surprise, this movie made the list. It made a lot of money domestically and foreign. It's not gonna make that much money because it's like a 4 or 5. It's a really old movie already. The last time the movie made the list was June 9th, 2019. Um, Number seven is Ralph Breaks the Internet. This is another movie that a lot of people don't really care for. It's another Disney movie. It kind of died around the same time as Star Was Born, and that's basically it about Ralph Breaks the Internet. It still is it's still the best selling Blu-rays of the year, but it isn't selling as well as Disney probably expects it to be selling. Number six is Bumblebee. This is a movie that didn't really do too well at the box office, and it made actually a decent amount of money. It's still being tracked every day because it's still selling. It probably won't be tracked for much longer as newer movies come out, but Bumblebee is still doing well. It's still doing okay. It's not doing as well as other movies. Number five is Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. I wasn't expecting Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald to sell so well on Blu-ray. Simply because the movie is kind of hated, like people hate this movie for having not very good plot, which is pretty understandable. There's the same reason why people don't like The Last Jedi. Movie is already out of sales. It's not really on the sales charts anymore. On Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald, as newer movies come out and stuff. And the movie's out of the US DVD sales, and that's now the Blu-ray sales as well. It will probably top a million by the end of the year on Blu-ray, and that's basically it about Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. Number four is Spider-Man: The Spider-Verse. This movie didn't do as well as some of the other movies in the top 10, but it is a very popular movie. It has very great ratings. It has sold $44 million at the video sales. Spider-Verse as already out DVD sales, but still hanging out on every week on the Blu-ray sales. I never expected to hang around for much longer, for a long time, like The Greatest Showman and Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Um, number three, Odin said Captain Marvel. Then, Odin said Captain Marvel. Nobody likes Captain Marvel, but it still is number three best selling Blu-ray. Captain Marvel is actually selling pretty poorly compared to its actual gross. So it is down. Captain Marvel gross billion and only made $48 million domestically. Um, it has declined on DVDs, but not on Blu-rays. Because DVDs, blah blah blah. DVDs I really kind of fading out, but the Blu-rays have stayed the same. They kind of rigged out the movie. And that's basically about Captain Marvel. Number two is Bohemian Rhapsody. This is a movie about Freddie Mercury. It actually made almost as this movie was very popular. It made a lot worldwide, and it made even other companies to make their own movies like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's out of the charts, not already, but it has hung on around for like 22 weeks. That's how long Bohemian Rhapsody has lasted on the charts. It'll probably come back up on Black Friday as well. And number one best-selling Blu-ray of 2019 as of July, because it's gonna change once Endgame comes out. Um, Aquaman. Aquaman is the best Blu-ray of the year. It isn't the highest grossing, but sold the most amount of copies on Blu-ray. Captain Marvel is not number one, it's Aquaman. They adjusted Aquaman's sales up, actually, and adjusted Captain Marvel's sales down. And Aquaman dropped 84%, but Aquaman is sold pretty well on Blu-ray. It's still selling pretty well. It's also still on the DVD sales as well. It is also it is the best-selling movie overall this year. If you look at the combined list, it's mostly the same movies in the combined list. It's just for the combined list, except The Grinch is in the top 10. Mary Poppins is not in the top 10. Aquaman is number one here, and the same three movies are in the top three, and Spider-Verse is in the top 4, and Fantastic Beasts is in the top 6, and Star Wars Born, because it sold better on DVD, so it does as well on DVD, is in the top 5, and Bumblebee, and the same movies are in the top 10, except The Grinch is in the top list, and of course by spending, Captain Marvel is actually number 1 on spending, followed by Bohemian Rhapsody, followed by actually Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, and followed by Aquaman. It's probably these two movies probably sold more 4Ks than Aquaman sold Blu-ray, and Aquaman sold more standard Blu-rays, and that's probably why these two movies made more money than Aquaman, despite selling more copies. And DVDs, it's the Mule and it's very different for the DVDs. We have different movies. The Mule, Tyler Perry's Madea Family Funeral, and then the top 6, 8 is Spider-Verse didn't do too well on Life Breaks the Internet, didn't do too well on DVD. And then the top 8 is basically the same, except for Life Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man First Spider-Verse are not in the top 8, 10 at all. And Dumbo will probably reach the top 10 as well. Dumbo is actually selling pretty well on DVD, the new one. And that's it.